When you are learning the Arabic language, one of the things or difficulties you face is understanding and knowing why some words will end with Dhamma sometimes, some other times they will end with Fatha, and sometimes you will see some such words still ending with Kesra, and why some other words will also end with Sukun in some times, especially the verbs, and sometimes you see the same words ending with Dhamma, and sometimes you still see the same words ending with Fatha. This, at the beginning, you will find it very difficult, but as you take more lessons gradually, you will see that they will start falling in place, and you will start knowing how to join some of these words without any form of difficulty, and you can speak fluently without having a lot of pauses in doing your speech. Just like the English language or our first languages that we speak, at the beginning when a child is learning the language, you see the child doing ta-ta-ta, like rattling and doing some other startling, and you see that it's finding it difficult to pronounce the words. But as time goes on, it becomes second to nature that you can easily say it out without even thinking about it. Like when I want to say I'm going to the school, I will simply say adhabu ila al-madrasati. You understand? Adhabu ila al-madrasati, because I already know that whenever ila is coming before a noun, the noun should end with kisra. And when I want to say I will never go, I will simply say lan adhaba. I will not go, I will say I did not go, I will say lam adhab. You see, I'm not mixing it. That is because I'm already used to this words. And any of us can also be as used to this word as I am, or as even better than myself. This is because as you practice, practice made perfect. And you recall that in our last episode, link placed above, or in the last few episodes and lessons, we're discussing the changes that occur to nouns or al-asma in the Arabic language, and how sometimes the nouns will change, will have dhamma at their end. Some other times you see the same nouns carrying kesra, sometimes they carry fatha. Today we also want to look at the verbs, because these are the main parts of speech that we have. The verbs, they also undergo these changes. The only difference between a verb and a noun is that while the verb is known to carry kesra sometimes, the nouns are known to carry kesra sometimes, the verbs never carry kesra. They instead carry sukun. The nouns don't carry sukun, they carry kesra, while the verbs don't carry kesra, they carry sukun. So the verbs are known to carry three cases: the dhamma, the fatha, and the sukun. And today we want to look at this topic still on the lesson 1 of our book Durus al-Lughat al-Arabiyyah, Ligar Natakina Biha, and the lesson is Fil Af'al. You can see that the major topic we had here was al-i'rab, which is declination, wal-bina, that is non-declension, verbs which change, nouns and verbs which changes, whose endings change, and some other nouns and verbs that their endings are fixed. So we have discussed about the nouns, now we are on the verbs. We can see al-mu'rabu wal-mabniyu min al-af'al, the declinable verbs and also the non-declinable verbs. Verbs whose ending will change, and some other verbs whose ending are fixed. They do not change. So let's look at them. Al-fi'l al-madi wal-fi'l al-amri mabniyani. As for the past tense verbs in the Arabic language, like fa'ala, qatala, dhahaba, dhahabat, all these verbs, and also al-af'al al-amr, the command tenses like if, idhab, uqtul, all these verbs, they are also fixed. Anything past tense verbs and present and command tense says in the Arabic language, they are fixed. They have the same endings all through, and they do not change. Then we have wal fi'l al-mudari' mu'rabun. As for the present tense, they are declinable. They change. That's why sometimes you can see adhabu ila al-madrasati. I am going to the school. Then you see the same adhabu coming as lam adhab. With sukun, now I did not go. Then you see lan adhaba, I will never go. You can see the present tense verb adhab changes all through depending on the grammatical function. But since the present tense verbs, they are declinable, they change like this. Illa idha tasalat bihi nunun niswa fayakunu mabniyan. The only condition that makes a present tense verb not to change, to be fixated, to have a fixed ending, is when the present tense verb has an attachment of nunun niswa, the nun of feminism. Example, when you have the word yaf'aluna, it means they are going for the males. Then for the females, it will be what? Yaf'alna. Yaf'alna. This word yaf'alna, it never changes, because when you see an-nisa'u yadhhabna, the women are going, yadhhabna, they are going. When you have an-nisa'u lam yadhhabna, the women did not go. You see the word lam is coming, yet the yadhhabna is still yadhhabna. Unlike if it was to be yadhabu, it would have been lam yadhab with sukun. But yadhabna, because it's ending with nun niswa, that nun which shows that this is for females, it is yadhabna or through. Lan yadhabna. The same way for tadhabna. Tadhabna is the second person feminine plural. So you have tadhabna. Whenever this nun is showing, that verb becomes fixed. It doesn't change from fatha to dhamma or to sukun. It is always on fatha. Now, you can also see that, now for example, is afhamu hada darasa, I understand this lesson. So you can see the word afhamu is marfu. It is coming in the indicative case carrying dhamma. Then uridu an afhama hada darasa, I want to understand this lesson. The word afhama has changed to carrying fatha because it is coming after and it is in the mansub case, which we call the subjunctive case. Then lam afham hada darsa, I did not understand this lesson. Afham is not carrying sukun and it is majzub in the jussive case carrying sukun. MashaAllah. The next subtopic we have under here is alamat al-i'rab al-asliya wal-far'iyya. The signs, the primary signs of declension and also the primary signs of what? The secondary signs of declension in verbs. Recall that previously, linked place above, for the nouns, we have primary signs which are the dhamma, fatha, and kisra. And we have secondary signs which are sometimes the alif and ya. For the verbs, we also have primary signs which are the dhamma, the fatha, and the sukun. We can see alamatul i'rab fil mudari thalathun. The present tense verbs, they have primary signs of declension which are three. The first one is al-dhamma. An example, وَهِيَ عَلَامَةُ رَفْعِ, and this is a sign of indicativeness when a verb is in the indicative case. Then as-sukun, we also have sukun, which is alamatul jazm, which is a sign of jussive when the verb is coming after the word lam or in and the likes of them. Then al-fatha, this third sign is al-fatha. So a present tense verb can also end with fatha, وَهِيَ عَلَامَةُ النَّصْبِ, and this is the sign of what? Subjunctiveness when the verb is coming in the subjunctive case, like when I say lan adhaba. You can see. وَهُنَاكَ عَلَامَةٌ أُخْرَى فَرْعِيَّةٌ. Apart from these signs, this dhamma, fatha, and sukun that we have, there are other signs which are secondary. وَهِيَ فِي الْأَنْوَاءِ الْآتِيَةِ مِنَ الْفِعْلِ. And these secondary signs, they will come in the following categories of verbs. The first category is al-af'al al-khamsa. You know we have the 5 verbs. These 5 verbs, they are verbs that like what? Tadhabina for the female. Tadhabina, you female, you are going. Then the verb yadhabuna, they all are going. The verb tadhabuna, you all are going. The verb yadhabani, both of you are going. And the verb yadhabani. These are called the 5 verbs. So any other verb which fall under these 5 patterns, they are known to be the 5 patterns of verbs. So it's alamatu raf'i fiha thubutun nun. In these categories of verbs, they are sign of indicativeness when they are coming without any precedent of lam or in or lan. The particles of from jussive, the particles of jazm, and the particles of nasb. If they are not coming after them, then the sign that shows that these verbs are in their indicative cases that the nun will remain there. So we have al-muslimuna yasumuna, the Muslims are fasting. Al-bintu tadhabi, al-bintu anti tadhabi. Now if you are going, so you can see the nuns are there. Wa alamatun nasb wal jazm hadfun nun. But whenever these verbs, these 5 categories of verbs, whenever they are in the jussive case and also in the subjunctive case, supposed to be carrying fatha and sukun, the sign will be that the nun will be omitted. Example, you see aturiduna an tadhabu, do you all want to go? You can see the word tadhabu, the nun has been omitted because this verb is coming as a subjunctive verb coming after an. Then the next is alam tadhabi ila al-mudarris ya Maryam, did you not go to the teacher, oh Maryam? You can see the word tadhabi is coming after lam. And if it was to be tadhab, it would have been tadhab. So here the nun is omitted from tadhabin and it becomes tadhabi. So the second category of verbs, which are also considered to be carrying the secondary pattern, the secondary sign of declension, is al-fi'lu naqis, the verb which has its ending, which has a sick letter at the end of it, like the word yamshi, yaqubi, and the rest of them. So alamatu jazmi fihi hadfu akhirihi nahu. The sign that will show that this verb is in the jussive case, supposed to be carrying sukun, is that the end, the harful illa, the sick letter will be omitted. Like when we have the word yamshi, he is going, or he's moving. When you are saying he did not move, it will be lam yamshi. You remove the ya, lam yamshi. So yad'u, he's calling. To be lam yad'u, he did not call. Remove the word. Yansa, he forgot, he forgets. To be lam yansa, he did not forget. You remove the alif al-maksur. So these are for the verbs which have their ending as a sick letter. MashaAllah. Now we have another subtopic under this, and this is the last, which is al-i'rab taqdiri, the latent signs. We have also discussed this in our previous lessons under the nouns. However, this is for the verbs. Al-i'rab taqdiri means the signs, these signs of dhamma, fatha, and sukun. When we come to verbs, they are sometimes hidden. They are not shown. We'll see on which category. One, alamatu rafi fil fi'l naqis. Whenever we have a verb which ends with a sick letter, and this particular verb, we are using it in the indicative case, that means it is not coming after lam or letters like lam. Such verb, the sign of dhamma will be hidden. An example is the word yamshi. So you can see the word yamshi, you cannot see dhamma there, even though it's supposed to be ending with dhamma. The word yadefu, you cannot see dhamma on top of the word. The word yansa, you cannot see dhamma on top of the alif. So in analyzing words like this, you say this words is marufu. They are in the indicative case, wa alamatu raf'ihi ad-dhammatul muqaddara, and the sign of in their indicativeness is that the dhamma is hidden, it is latent. Number two, we have alamatu nasbi fil fi'l naqis al-maftuh al-ain. The sign of subjunctive sign, the sign that shows that this verb is coming after words like lan, an, k, and idhan. Whenever this verb is the type of verb that has a fatha letter before the last letter. Whenever this verb has its middle letter carrying fatha, like the word answer, yansa, tansa. These verbs, when you have lan, it will be lan tansa. Unlike adhab, it will be lan adhaba. Answer, it will be lan ansa. So the sign will also be fatha, but this fatha will be hidden on it. So now we can see alamatu jazmi fil fi'l mudha'ah. As for the verb which has its letter doubled, like the word jadda, massa, barro, and words like this which have their second letter and the third letter the same and they are doubled. Such words, their sign of Joseph is that the sukun will be hidden. Like when I have ahuju, I am performing pilgrimage. So it will be lam ahujja, I did not perform pilgrimage. So the sign is going to be hidden. The sign of dhamma is also hidden on the last letter. MashaAllah. So now we have tamarin, exercises to crown what we have learned earlier, and from this you will know if you really understand this topic or not. So you can restudy it by yourself and solve it, and you will drop your comments at the comment section for us. So we have number one, ayin al-mu'raba min al-mabniyi fi ma ya'ti. You are to indicate the declinable nouns, declinable verbs, and also the non-declinable verbs in the following sentences or in the following words. The word dakhala, how do you see it? It is mabni because it is a past tense fi'l madi. Ijlis is also mabni because it is fi'l amr. Yadhabu is a maruf because it is declinable, a present tense. Tafhamna, this is mabni. Then yakhrujuna, this is what? Murab. Then tashrabina, murab. Then yaktubna, this is mabni. Number two, we have ma alamatul i'rab al-asliya fil mudari. What are the signs of the primary signs of declension in present tense verbs? You see, alamatul i'rab al-asliya fil mudari, ad-dhamma, wal-fatha, was-sukun. These are the three signs of three primary signs that you can find in a present tense verb. Now we have ma alamatul jazm al-far'iyya fil fi'l naqis. What is the sign of sukun? The sign of Josephness that you can see, the sign of Joseph, the secondary sign of Joseph that you can see on a verb which ends with what? With what is it called? With harful illa, a sick letter at the end. So the sign, we say alamatul jazm al-far'iyya fil fi'l naqis harful illa. It is the omission of harful illa. Example, when you have the word yamshi, it becomes yamshi, lam yamshi. So the ya will be omitted. Number four, we have ma alamatul rafi fil fi'l naqis. What is the sign that shows that this word is an indicative word supposed to be carrying Dhamma when you have a verb that ends with a sick letter? The sign is that a Dhamma, the Dhamma will be hidden. It will still be amshi, mashallah. Number 6, we have ma alamatun nasb fil fi'l al-naqis al-maftuh al-ayn. What is the sign of showing that this word is a nasb word? That is a word that's supposed to be ending with fatha in a verb which ends with a sick letter. So, and the verb has its middle letter as fatha. The sign will be that the fatha, al-fatha al-muqaddara, tuqaddar al-fatha, the fatha will be hidden. And lastly, we have ma alamatu jazm fil fi'l al-mudha'af. What is the sign that shows that this word is a jussive word supposed to be carrying sukun for a word which has its second and third letter, the same doubled letter? So you say the sign is that as-sukun al-muqaddara. The sukun will be what? What is it called? Will be hidden. MashaAllah. With this, we come to the end of these exercises, and this marks the end of lesson 1 of the book 3 of the Lughat al-Arabiyyah. When we meet again, we'll be coming up with another topic from the lesson 2. Until then, I say do like, share with your friends, and drop a comment in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe to our membership and also subscribe to the channel to get frequent updates. Until we meet again, Assalamu alaikum.